What's going on YouTube? Zap here, and today I want to talk to you guys about everyone's favorite next-gen console shooter, and that is Titanfall. Yes, I'm here to talk to you guys about Titanfall. And first and foremost, we're all aware that the game is going to be 6v6. That's not really the main focus of the video. I want to talk to you guys about the gameplay that has surfaced throughout the internet. Now that the game is in its alpha stages, there's people that are invited to do a closed testing, a closed sort of like a beta test of this game, and people are posting their gameplays of the beta test to different websites, most specifically Dailymotion, because I believe that the video footage would get flagged and taken down if it was put on YouTube. So people are posting their footage on different websites around the internet, and it's a little bit like this. For those of you who are saying that the game is pretty much just Call of Duty with mechs, you're right and wrong. The pacing of the game is very much similar and reminiscent to a Call of Duty game. Uh, Character movements, run animations, death animations, just the overall visuals and feel of the game does remind you a lot of a Call of Duty game. But with that being said, there are different things about the game, many of which are borrowed from other games that people can also reflect on as well, that separate it from it just being simply a Call of Duty clone with mechs. Um, the addition of jetpacks, and not just jetpacks in the sense of like, a Halo style jetpack or even a Killzone style jetpack. I'm talking jetpacks like tribes type of jetpacks, which are used to help you traverse the map and reach other certain areas of the map that you wouldn't be able to reach otherwise in any other shooter. You got a game like Call of Duty where it's pretty much cut and dry as far as map design. You climb up a set of stairs to reach a certain area, or you maybe climb up a ladder to reach a certain area. Whereas with Titanfall, you can use the jetpack as well as wall jump to traverse various areas on the map, and even in some cases get from point A to point B much faster than you would just simply running across the ground and going through different like alleyways and such. So in that aspect, I do enjoy watching, just someone wall jump from wall to wall on different buildings and then reach a rooftop just to get a better vantage point. I think that adds an element of surprise to the game that a lot of first-person shooters don't really provide in a multiplayer experience today. So I do give Titanfall that credit. That does look amazing. Also, the flow of the gameplay is actually very well done. Yes, it is very fast paced, but it's fast paced but frantic at the same time. Everything doesn't really look random. Whereas with Call of Duty, you might find yourself dying to like a random grenade or a random bouncing Betty placed somewhere or a random trip mine or anything like that. The game does run very fast and frantic and chaotic, but it seems almost organized when compared to other games. It doesn't seem as, you know, out of the blue as far as, where the person is moving or, what they're anticipating when they turn the corner. Everything just seems to flow very nicely with Titanfall. So again, I give the game credit from what I'm seeing. It does look very fun to play. And this is pretty much where my concerns come in at. Yes, the game is 6v6, but the fact that it's only 6v6 isn't really my problem. My problem with it is that there are bots implemented into the multiplayer as well. 6v6 would be fine with me. I honestly don't really mind too much that it's a low player count, because I've been playing games with low player counts for years, starting with, Gears of War 1 all the way up through that franchise. Gears 1 was 4v4. Amazing experience. Gears 2, 5v5. Gears 3, 5v5. Judgment, 5v5. Uncharted, 5v5. It's nothing new to me. The Last of Us, 4v4. It's nothing new to me to play a game with a low player count. You know what I mean? Even a game like Left 4 Dead, 4v4. That's not the problem. And if you look at it, Left 4 Dead also has bots. The non-controlled AI zombies. Those are bots, right? But people seem to forget about these things and just ignore it. But my problem with the Titanfall bots is that they just can't really make up for the lack of a human player. And I'm not entirely sure, but I'm almost positive that the kills that a lot of these guys were getting throughout their gameplay during Titanfall helped them acquire the necessary amount of kills and points needed to call a Titan into the match. That is one of my biggest problems. So a person can literally run around the entire map, bump into like tons and tons of bots, kill them, and get a Titan without ever really confronting a human player head on. You know, because like I said, a bot does not substitute for what a human player is capable of doing in a multiplayer match. So yeah, that's my problem. If a guy can go around and call a Titan just from killing a bunch of bots, that's really no fun. The whole fun of doing these kill streaks and, you know, accomplishing the task of getting the kills and calling down a Titan is when you do it on another player. You know, you outplay another player, not kill a bunch of bots who are absolutely clueless, standing there crouched, looking straight at you but not firing a bullet. That is my problem. And if you watch any of these gameplays, the bots are absolutely retarded. And I mean that in every sense of the word. The bots are brain dead. There is absolutely no AI. They run, and when you're in the area, they stop. And they don't shoot at you. They'll look at you, maybe fire a couple bullets, in your general direction, but they don't really try to kill you. You know? It's not like an Unreal Tournament bot where, you know, the moment that bot gets the feeling that you're in the area, it freaking complete 180 bodies you. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you played the Unreal franchise. But yeah, it doesn't seem like that with Titanfall. The bots are just there as filler to make up for the lack of players in the lobby, and that's not a good way to go about putting the bots in there. Another thing about Titanfall is that the graphics are not really up to standard for a next-gen console. Granted, the game is also being put out on the Xbox 360, but from the perspective of someone who would possibly own an Xbox One, or from the perspective of someone like me who owns a next-gen console, that being the PS4, you kind of expect a little bit more as far as graphical capabilities. Now, yes, I am aware that the videos that I was watching are from the alpha build. They're not completely finished yet. They still have some touching up to do with the graphics and the visuals and whatnot, but the visuals cannot be that far off from the actual game itself. I think we're about a month, maybe 2 months from the release of Titanfall, and I don't really think the graphics are going to improve that much. From what I'm understanding is that Titanfall is going to be 720p, and that is on all platforms except for PC. I think PC you can tweak that a little bit, but on the consoles it's going to be 720p, and that's really unacceptable for this day and age of games, you know. But hey, overall, those gripes aside, I think Titanfall does look like a lot of fun. But I can't really condone the price tag, and this is probably my biggest problem with the game, is that the price tag, $60 for a game that has no single player story, that is the multiplayer is housed by bots, and there's no real depth or anything into the gameplay itself. I can't really condone a $60 price tag for it. However, I think the game is going to end up being fun. I think it's going to be very successful. But is it the second coming of the first-person shooter genre that a lot of people want you to believe? Absolutely not. I don't see that happening. Not with Titanfall. We'll see what other games come out that can probably put that game in check. But as of right now, Titanfall does look like a fun game, but it's not one that I would spend $60 for. Absolutely not. And the whole bots thing is just kind of a turn-off to me. So, I don't know. 6v6, not that big of a deal to me, but the bots, yes, and the bots and the price tag are a turn-off for me. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section about Titanfall and the footage that you've seen. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.